anyways, so I know it's probably been a crazy 24 hours for you. I'm certain of that. And I hate that you have to keep talking to people, so the biggest thing that I'm trying to do is to keep that from keep going on. So while you guys are down here taking care of all the other stuff, I'm like, okay, let me talk to them myself. That way I can get the full entire thing, and then hopefully we won't have to bother you anymore and just let you guys do what you need to as a family, you know, from when you leave here today. So if you don't mind, I try not to take up too much of your time. Just want to kind of get through what happened, you know, from the night prior up until that day. Okay. Just let me get. Just spell your first name for me.
Guen.
Guen.
Eve.
Guenevere. You go by Gwen. Okay. So it's okay I call you Gwen. All right. And then, what's your date of birth?
4792.
47 of 92. And you live with mom at the same address and everything. Do you have a separate phone than her?
It's off right now.
Okay. So, do you mind if I get that number? And then, is it a cell phone?
Yeah.
Or is it like a boost phone or something you have to put minutes on?
Yeah.
What's that number?
352. 478. I don't call it, so I don't know it. Mom usually has it. It's like 6350 or something. But I wouldn't write it down. I'd ask her.
Okay. Well, I'll put a little question mark there. That way I won't say it for sure. I do the same thing. Somebody's like, "What's your cell phone number?" I'm like, I never called myself.
I was asking Mom, like, "What was that cell phone?"
Yeah, I have to do the same thing all the
It's
time.
either that or it's like 6352 or 6342 or something.
All right. Just put a bunch of question marks there, and then it's all good. We'll talk to Mom and get it from her. But right now, you guys are all working off of Mom's cell phone. Excuse me, I'm sorry. There's a home phone? A home phone. Okay. Okay. If I could get you to tell me just like in detail what you know, what happened, like from start to finish, you know, from time you went over there, what you went over there for, and that kind of thing, and just kind of take me through the entire thing.
Okay. Well, we went over there Wednesday night to pick up the truck because we had to borrow it. And when we got there, he asked us to bring the dog back, which he asked us to bring him back, but I didn't know we were going to bring him back then. So we stood around talking for a little bit. I guess we got there around like 7:15. And he was just talking about like nothing really. He said he had to go check on something the next day. I can't remember what he said he had to go check on. But he said he had to go check on something, so he said we could borrow the truck, and then Mom left around 8 in the Mustang with the dog. And after she left, he told me that we needed to bring the truck back around 11 o'clock. So I was like, okay.
Okay, so he told you before or after Mom left?
After.
Because you said it before and then you said it after, so.
He told me to bring the truck back after Mom left. She left and then he told me.
Okay. So at this time, Mom didn't know about you having to, what was the purpose of going to get the truck?
To take subject down.
Okay. And then Mom left and then he said, hey, I need you to bring the truck back about when?
11 o'clock.
Okay. So Mom left around 8 in the Mustang and took the dog with her?
Yeah. I left around 9.
Why did Mom leave before you?
Because actually on the Mustang there's no tail lights,
Mm-hmm.
so we can't go out after dark. So that's why she had to leave before I did, because it was getting dark. And I just stayed to just like hang with Dad because he was lonely. So I just stayed with him for a little bit.
Okay. Okay, go ahead from there. So you left around 9.
Got home about 9:30. And I guess I laid down on the couch and fell asleep. And I guess Mom was watching stuff on the computer, so I don't know. But she woke me up later, so I could go to bed. And then I woke up the next morning, and we went to bring the truck back. And when we got there, I was following her in the Mustang. I was in the Mustang, she was in the truck. And I stopped at the Shell station right there in Hawthorne, across the street, to get something to drink. And she went on to the house. And when I got there, I saw her like all hunched over and on the phone crying. And like she was on the phone then and on.
On the way. So what time did you guys leave your house to take the truck back?
Probably about 9:15.
So you left your house in Keystone to take the truck back about 9:15 in the morning?
Yeah.
Did you go anywhere else?
I knew we had to take a door to dump on the way, because it was on the way, so we stopped at the dump to throw the door in the thing. So, yeah.
Who was driving the truck?
She was.
Mom was driving the truck. So you left the house about 9:15. You went to the dump.
So it was about 45 minutes, so we probably left about 10. Sorry, I can't keep track of time.
Sorry. So you left about 10, went to the dump. And then what'd you do from there?
We stopped there in town to get gas, and then we went on to Dad's.
Why didn't you get something to drink while you stopped and got gas?
I knew Mom, we were going to stay over there for a little bit to help him around the house. So I guess Mom wanted like a cold drink, because by the time we'd get there, it'd be gone and not cold. So she was like, just stop right there and get something to drink.
Okay, so you stopped to get gas, and then you went, and then you stopped at the Shell in Hawthorne to get a drink. So you guys had planned on staying and helping him do some stuff around the house?
Yes, sir.
What all kind of stuff were you supposed to be doing?
He didn't tell us any of that. He was just like moving the house for a while. So.
Just needed some help. What kind of stuff did you usually help do when you went over there?
Usually we just helped him in like the yard, and because that's really all he's been working on, is just the yard.
So not much on the inside yet, just kind of doing the outside stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like what?
Like pulling vines, and I know there was some like big huge tree roots in the back that he wanted to dig up, and I'd help him with that, and just like keeping all the twigs and stuff off the ground.
So he told you he wanted to, he needed the truck back by 11 the night before, but then why would he want you to, why would you be hanging out to help in the yard? Where was he supposed to be going in the truck? Why did he need it back by 11?
He really didn't tell me anything. He just said he had to go check on something. And I know while he was gone, like he'd be like, you need to do this. Just pick just like little stuff up.
So you think he expected you guys to, when you got there, he was going to go check on something, but leave you guys there to do some work?
Yeah, his thing was, well, y'all supposed to be with me, so y'all can help.
Wanted you guys to help get everything cleaned up and all that.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think it was supposed to be before you guys are supposed to be moving in there?
Oh, like months. Probably.
Once the house gets all fixed up, all you guys were supposed to move in over there to the house.
Well, the house in Keystone where we're losing, it's in foreclosure. So we were gonna move into him for a while until we found some other place. So he just like wanted it fixed up.
So that was kind of his way too, to get you guys to help out around the house or around there, because it was his thing where you guys are getting ready to move in here too, so you need to help out. All right, so originally, what was the deal with the dog? Why'd you guys end up taking, what was the deal? Why the dog ended up going back to, or going to, yeah.
Well, he wanted the dog to be an inside dog,
Mm-hmm.
but when he wasn't there doing like whatever he does during the day, he would leave him inside and he would like pee and poop. And if you put him outside, he'd bark and bark and bark. When he was there and he was outside, he would bark all the time. And I guess Dad couldn't take it, so he was like, "Here, y'all can have him."
So when he came over that night, he was like, "Hey, take the dog back with you."
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but I'm thinking I thought Detective Phillips had told me that she talked to you and you said that you didn't go to the dump. That something about you had planned on going to the dump but didn't go to the dump.
We planned on going to the dump, but like all the trash, like we planned on taking all of it, but we didn't have enough time to take all of it and then go to the dump and then come back and then go.
Oh, like go back and forth, you mean?
Mm-hmm. So we just like dropped off the door and went.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I thought I remembered her telling me that you said that you guys did not go to the dump. Did you tell her that, or do you remember?
I think I might have told her that, but then like I was like, oh snap, we went to the dump. We dropped off the door and that's all we did. Like I forgot we dropped off the door on the way there.
Because the plans on, like, when you originally planned on getting the truck, it was to take a lot more stuff off to the dump.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the original plan for why you were supposed to get the truck.
Mm-hmm.
I gotcha. But you ended up not having enough time to do all that, so you just grabbed the door and dropped the door off on the way out,
Mm-hmm.
back to bring the truck back to your dad's. Okay. Let me think. When how's mom and dad's relationship as far as since they've been separated and stuff like that? I know I've talked to mom quite a bit and they were on again, off again for quite some time until they finally moved to separate houses for some time. Has dad been pretty much leaving mom alone, or how has all that been?
He's been pretty much leaving her alone. But when we're over there, he's all like, "I love you, pumpkin, baby," all that stuff. And she tolerates it, but she's like, "No, we're not getting back together."
Right. Has he given her any problems, like major problems, since the night that she had to call and she got the injunction or whatever a while back? Anything? What do you know about that?
About the injunction?
Mm-hmm.
I know that on the way back, like when he was coming back from Louisiana, when he got back to Florida, when he got back to Keystone, he broke into the house. And I guess mom, like there was abuse in the past or something, so mom's like, "I'm not even taking that chance, I don't even want him at the house." So we went and got an injunction, and we got back that day and found out he broke into the house. So.
Were you there at any point when he came over and she called and ended up getting something like an injunction that night, or had him escorted from the house that night when he came back? How did all that work out?
She had him escorted from the house.
She did?
Mm-hmm.
How many times do you remember, like, did you guys have to stay in like a shelter or something like that because of some kind of situation between your mom and your dad, and you guys had to leave and go stay somewhere?
Let's see, I remember 2 times we had to stay in a shelter. Once we stayed at my grandmother's in High Springs, and then once we stayed at my great-grandmother's up in Arkansas. So we stayed at shelter twice, and then we stayed at relatives' house 2 different times also.
What do you know about those times when you guys had to go stay somewhere else?
Not much. Mom didn't really tell me anything.
She never told you why you guys were leaving the house?
Not really.
Through the years or since they've been separated, did she kind of tell you a little bit more about the reason why she finally separated from Dad and said, look, you need to stay in your own place and I'm staying in mine and whatever?
She said she couldn't take it anymore.
Take what? I mean,
I don't know. She said something about sexual abuse, but she didn't. That's all she said. And then, I think that was like the big reason. And all she said was she couldn't take it anymore.
she didn't, did you ever hear anything or see anything between the two of them, like your dad screaming or hitting or like?
Not hitting, but he yells like all the time.
At everybody?
Yeah.
Just one of those kind of guys? Does he scare you when he yells, or is it one of those just kind of more obnoxious?
More obnoxious.
More obnoxious, yeah. Gotcha. What kind of relationship do you have with your dad?
It's not a close one, but it's like he's my dad, so I need to talk to him and help him and do whatever he needs me to do. But it's not like I'm gonna go to him and like seek him out and like ask him for advice or anything. It's just
You ever go over and like hang out and, I mean, have you spent the night over there at that place with him?
just once. And that day he had a doctor's appointment, and then we were gonna go check out the Guenevere School of Massage because I'm planning on going to school for massage therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go check that school out that day, and that was the only time I stayed the night because his doctor's appointment was pretty early in the day, and then after that we'd go to that.
So you stayed the night so you could get up early that morning and go do all that?
Mm-hmm.
Was it just the two of you that went and like did the doctor appointment and all that good stuff?
I think that day, yeah, Mom came over because I was like, I said something, he was like, well, I don't have the gas. I was like, Mom can give you gas money. So, Mom came out.
So Mom came out and gave him gas money? When was that?
I think it was like the 8th of May.
So she came out that night or something and gave him gas money so you guys, in the morning?
Mm-hmm. Because I started my girly that day.
Because what?
I started my girly.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I started that day. I didn't know, so I was like, I had to call Mom. And then I was like, I don't have gas money to do this. I don't have money to do this. I was like, okay, Mom has money she can give you. Just let me call her and see if she can bring me something and she'll give you money then. Then she came out and I was like, why don't you just come with us? We'll have pizza afterwards. I was like, okay.
So you call Mom to come bring you something for that and then get some money so you guys could go check out the school and stuff. Gotcha. Do you know, like, when your dad is at home or whatever at the house there, does he like put on the light outside, like a porch light or whatever, while he's there, you know, in the evening or nighttime or anything like that?
I think the porch light usually stays off.
Really? So he never really has a porch light on or nothing like that? What about inside lights? Like when you stayed with him before, does he pretty much shut down all the lights on the inside when he goes to bed?
Mm-hmm.
No lights at all on? How about the doors? Does he lock up when he goes to bed?
Not really.
He doesn't.
Mm-mm.
He's not really concerned with it one way or the other.
I know he usually has most of the doors locked except for the front door. Like usually it's that unlocked.
That one unlocked. Why would he leave that one unlocked and lock up the rest of them?
I don't know.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
But I never asked him about it.
So every time you come over there, that door's pretty much unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he's gone, or do you know? Or have you ever gone over there and he's actually not been there to know one way or the other?
He's usually there.
He is usually there. What were you guys, what all were you guys talking about that night when you and Mom got over there about the car and everything? Like, what kind of conversations were you talking about? Did he discuss anything? Was anything going on in his life that he mentioned or anything like that?
I know he wanted me to stay the weekend with him to help him around the house. He didn't really tell me what we were going to do, but he was like, can you just stay the weekend and help me?
Do some stuff around there. Were you planning on staying the weekend?
Yeah, I was trying to help him.
When you go over there and help him like that, you just stay the night?
Usually we stay the day, but apparently he had like a lot to do. So he was like, can you help me like all day? And we would stay the night. So,
Was it just supposed to be you?
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about you guys moving back in with Dad? Like everybody living together again, you know, with no one.
I wasn't too happy about it. I was like, we have no other place to go. We have to stay with him for a little while until we can get some money built up to go to move out and get another place.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really happy about
Right. How did Mom feel about it?
She didn't like it either. She was like, I really do not want to be living in the same house as him.
It was kind of like one of those didn't really have a choice kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
What about Gracie? How's Gracie's relationship with your dad? Like, are they close or not so much, or
They're not really close,
no?
but they pick on each other a lot.
How do you mean, like, as far as pick on each other?
Like they'll joke around, and like she called him retarded, and just I don't know, they just kind of kid around. And
Right. How did she feel about having to move back in? Or move in, I wouldn't say back in, you guys never really lived there, but living in the same house with all of you guys together again.
I really don't know. I don't think she was like too happy about it, but I don't know. She never really said.
What was the biggest thing that you think was, like, when Dad did move out of the house, what was kind of the biggest relief for you guys as kids? The fact that he wasn't living in the same house with you.
No more arguing, and like no more him sitting around telling us what to do, and just like being mean.
When you say being mean, like, what is that?
Like I know in the past year he's changed a lot. Like if he'd tell you to do something, as soon as the words got out of his mouth, you were supposed to get up and do it. Like you couldn't wait like a second. You just had to get up and do it, or he'd sit there and yell at you.
What about, did he do that to Mom too?
Yeah.
So he pretty much, that's how he was with everybody. Kind of annoying. Like, let's say, what if he didn't get right up and do it?
Then he would yell at you. He'd get like really loud and be like, you need to start getting up and doing stuff and blah blah blah. He'd like get really loud and like, get up in your face.
Did he ever whip you guys or spank you or
No.
like? So when you got, so let's say when you did get in trouble, what was your form of punishment?
Being yelled at.
That was it.
That's it.
You didn't even get like restriction or nothing, or
Mm-hmm.
so you just got yelled at, and but I guess it was kind of like an ongoing thing. You yelled a lot,
Mm-hmm.
so he was pretty loud and
Yeah.
yelling.
We usually just ignored him.
He kind of just yelled at everybody in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of dad's way or no way, so to speak. Did he ever or does he drink or
Mm-mm.
anything like that, anything that you guys know of? Did he ever, so as far as you know and can remember, he's pretty much been a sober person. It's not like something, if he'd been out drinking or something and he come in and start screaming and hollering or doing anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always, that's just his normal everyday kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have any other issues with him? Like anybody that you know of? Like, well, let's say you and Gracie, like, did you guys have any issues as far as any other stuff with him? Did he ever touch you inappropriately or any kind of things like that?
No.
And it's just a question that, it's one of those kind of questions that you just ask. It's, I know it's an uncomfortable question, but it's just something that has to be asked. Not trying to look for anything bad with him, but we're just trying to get to know him through the eyes of the people who probably know him best. You see what I'm saying? So, was he seeing anybody that you knew of?
Not that I know of, but I know he's talking to a lot of chicks online.
Or was he?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in like a dating thing or something?
I think that's how he found him, but I knew he was like out eating them,
Okay.
and he was texting a lot, and he was on the phone with a lot of them.
Any of them local?
I don't think so.
But when was his phone shut off, or when did he run out of minutes that you know of?
That I know of, it was probably sometime last month.
So it's been a while. Been
Yeah.
a little while.
Yeah, it's been
Did you know it was just shut off, like, or do you guys not talk that often? How's your relationship back and forth go as far as talking back and forth? And, did you guys talk on a daily basis on the phone, or not so much?
No.
How often do you think?
Usually we only talked when he called and asked us for our help.
To come help do something? Has that been more recent than anything, because you guys were probably going to have to move back in over there, or move in? I don't know why I keep saying back. I guess move in with him over there. All right. Anything that you can think of that may help me, like anything at all that I may have any issues with, or he's had any issues with people that you know of, like anything at all that you think that can possibly help?
I know he said, I know he told Mom that at night he'd sit out on his front porch and watch what he thought were drug deals across the railroad tracks. But other than that, not really.
So, as far as you know, did he pretty much get along with most everybody? Now, when you guys got there the next morning and you pulled up, and then Mom was, where was she at?
She was kind of in the driveway, towards the road, but in the driveway, and she was just all hunched over, and so I pulled up right next to her. And
Then what'd she tell you?
she told me not to go to the porch.
What'd she tell you from there? Like, why?
She really didn't tell me why, because she was on the phone so I could hear what she was saying. So I kind of knew, okay, this is pretty bad. But she didn't say, don't go there because this is what happened. She said, just don't go to the porch.
But she didn't tell you so you hear her talking on the phone. What do you hear her saying, to 911 or whoever it is that she's talking to?
She told him the address, and she's I think he's dead, there's so much blood, I need help, and...
What'd you think about all that as you're hearing it?
I was like, oh dang, it's probably pretty bad. So...
Have you met any of your mom's boyfriends or anybody that she's been dating or anything like that?
She hasn't been dating, but she's been talking to a few people online, but I haven't met any of them.
No.
But from what she says, they're all pretty nice guys.
So you've never met any, so you don't know if anybody would have an issue with the whole, what about you guys having to move back in or move in with Dad?
I know the guy that she's talking to right now, he knew that we had to move back in with him, but he didn't have a problem with it, but he was like, I don't like you moving back in there, because he knew about their history, I guess. So, but he didn't have a problem with it. He was like, I'm not too fond of the idea.
Right. Do you know what his name is or anything like that? What's his name?
Doug May.
So you know who he is, you just never really got to meet him.
He was supposed to come out this weekend.
Did you meet Armand?
Yeah.
What did you think about him?
Boob.
Boob. That's funny.
He was a boob.
Yeah. Like, what kind of atmosphere was that? Like, how was that living out there in Archer for a little while?
It was ridiculous. I hated it. I didn't like him, so it was pretty bad.
You guys didn't get along very well at all.
No, I did not. I didn't, what is it? I wasn't too fond of his religious views. So I was like, no, that's wrong. As soon as I told him that's wrong, it's totally against the Bible, he didn't like me.
Gotcha. Anybody that kind of went against what his beliefs were and stuff like that, then he was just didn't like you so much then. Yeah, he sounded like he was a little bit different with some of his religious views.
You could say that.
Yeah. So when you guys were at the house, though, the night before, did you guys wander around in the house at all, anywhere?
I went to the bathroom.
Which bathroom?
The one all the way in the back.
Did you notice anything out of place or see anything that just... Nothing. Did you see like where the axe was laying in the back? Where was it laying?
It was laying kind of like towards up against the wall back here, and kind of diagonal, but it was like close to the wall, but kind of like laying in the floor. It was just laying there.
Did, like, when you go back to use that bathroom, which way do you go? Because that house is like a maze. You know, you can go, seems like I go around one corner thinking I'm about to go into one room, and I'd end up in a whole different room, and I'd get myself lost in there once in a while. I know it's not a huge house, but it's a pretty good sized house, and there's just so many little ways you can get through in there. How do you normally go back to the bathroom in the back?
In the dining room, that like little hall closet right there goes into that bedroom. I just went through that bedroom and out onto like the back porch thing, and it was like right there.
So you cut through like that middle where the ladders are? Okay, so you come through like there, cut through where the ladders are into that one room, and then right onto the porch right there, and then into the bathroom there. Okay. Yeah, I'd round a corner and think I was coming into one room and end up in a whole other room, and I was like, well, what in the world? And have to kind of look around and be like, okay, realize that there's so many doors, or entrances off of each room. It was kind of confusing for me. How long has Dad been at that house there?
Probably no more than, I want to say no more than like 4 months, but it could have been like 5. He hasn't been there like a long time.
Right. How often have you been over there?
I know when he first moved in, we were there pretty much like either every day or every other day. And after, like, the whole yard was cleaned up and stuff, and it would be, like, once a week or once a month or every other week or something. Not as often. But we haven't been over there before Wednesday in, like, quite a while.
Why is that?
Because his phones were off. He had no way of getting hold of us.
So when he first moved in there, you guys were all over there helping clean everything up, getting the yard cleaned up and all that?
Mhm.
Because you guys knew that you were going to end up moving in over there with him because of the house being foreclosed on where you're at now, or?
No, he was just, he wanted it cleaned up and he was like, I need y'all's help. So we're like, okay.
Did he ever say anything to you about he was going to leave that house to you or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of why you, even though you're like, crap, I really don't want to go and clean the yard, but alright, since Dad's got, maybe he's going to leave it to me, I guess I could go help.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't really care about none of that.
It was gonna be mine after he bought it from my uncle, and then after he passed away, like 50 years from now, he would pass it on to me, but I didn't really think, okay, I'm gonna go over there and help him just because he's gonna leave it to me.
Didn't really care one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. What do you think, like, if you had to guess, what do you think happened?
I really don't know, but honestly, if I had to guess, if someone could, like, broke in to find stuff that he'd been, like, writing down, or if he owed anybody something, break in to see if they could find something valuable. But I can't say because I have no clue. I don't even know what happened, so.
But I mean, from that point, what would you think would have happened? Like, what do you think happened?
I would say somebody broke in to see if they can find something, like the notepad that he wrote stuff down in or something. That's what I would have to say, is they broke in looking for that. But
why do you think they would end up killing him?
I don't know, I guess because we had the truck that night, they thought, oh, he's not home, so let's see if, but I guess since he was home, I don't know.
I think maybe he caught somebody off guard or something. Just curious, I'm just kind of wondering what your thoughts are on it, Dad more than I do, and, I never really met him, so, maybe an insight to what you think could have happened over there that night.
I would have to say somebody broke in looking for something.
What do you think about this whole thing?
It's crazy, like, I don't know. Like, I really don't think about it, I'm just really worried about Mom, and they take care of her and Gracie, so I don't sit about and think about it. But
have you actually had time to sit down and process what really happened, like, in your mind, like, realize the reality of that your dad's not here anymore?
Not really. But I know, like, we told my sister last night, and it took her a while to get it, but it sunk in, but it's like, you don't believe it. You're like, okay, he's gonna show up in a second. I'm like, it's just a joke. But it's still sinking in.
With you or with your sister?
With me.
With you. Once it sunk in with your sister, what was her reaction?
Actually, she slept with me last night, probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock. She woke up crying, saying I was so mean to him. And because she'd called me retarded and stupid and stuff like that. That's all she said. She's like, I was so mean to him. I feel so bad now. I was like, Gracie, it's okay. And
they were joking, I'm sure he knew it was a joke,
Yeah.
obviously, or else otherwise he'd have been probably screaming, right, telling her to be quiet or whatever the case may be. So if she could say something like that to him and he wasn't screaming about it, I would imagine she should know that he knew it was joking, I just my take on it, from what I've heard from if he was kind of loud and screaming and kind of in your face kind of type guy.
I knew she was joking, but she felt bad because she was being mean to him.
And she beat herself up a little bit about that. How's your mom been?
She's been okay. I know she's been on the phone a lot with like my aunt and my grandfather trying to get like the funeral arrangements and just getting information about everything that she has to do to get ready for when my brother gets here and when my uncle gets in from out of town and all that stuff that she has to do. So she's been keeping it together pretty good.
Have you got a chance to talk to your brother at all?
I talked to him a few minutes on the phone while we were there at Dad's, but all he said was to keep Mom calm and that he should be in by Sunday. And that was really it.
And what kind of relationship did your dad and your brother have?
They were pretty close. I guess because he was the firstborn and he was his first son. But they were pretty close.
How long has Josh been gone?
Since August
of last year. So it's been a good little while then. Was he gone before you guys moved in with Armand and them?
Yeah, he was gone way before that.
Has he been back at all since he left to go in the military?
He came back for 2 weeks of R&R in April, and I think that was the only time he's been back.
Who does he stay with when he comes to town?
When he was here for the 2 weeks in April, he didn't stay with us. I know he stayed with Dad for a couple of nights, and there was friends of his 2 streets over from us that he stayed with for the majority of the time he was here.
How is your relationship with your brother?
I guess sibling rivalry, but I guess it's average. I don't really know.
Right. A normal brother-sister kind of relationship. Nothing out of the way, just kind of, you're stupid too kind of thing, but in the end, you're there for each other kind of deal. Gotcha. How is your relationship with Gracie?
We're pretty close because, it's just me and her, and I guess we're pretty close.
Alright. Let's see. Do you have any questions for me? Anything that you can think of that you have questions about that I can possibly answer for you? I know, probably within the past 24 hours or longer, you've probably been asked questions over and over again, and, hopefully this'll, today, by the time you guys leave here today, we won't have to, ask you too much, maybe something here or there, just to try and fill in little gaps that we need, but, do you have any questions that you need answered?
Not really, but I was thinking, because I know we asked some detectives, like, do you know anything? And they're like, all we know is that it was apparent it wasn't a suicide. But then when my brother called, he knew something more than we knew. But he said that Uncle Tim told him. So why would somebody tell him more and not?
I don't know that none of our detectives told Uncle Tim anything about what happened in there or anything like that. So I don't know where he would have gotten his information to actually have told your brother anything different, because basically because it is an open, ongoing investigation, and because we do feel like that there's definitely, he didn't kill himself, okay, somebody else killed him, I'll tell you that. And because of that, we really don't divulge too much right away, not even to family, because we have to make sure that we do a thorough investigation and kind of screw things up if you give out too much information, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's like my only question, is because I know we watch all the shows, so we know it's an ongoing investigation, so you can't say anything, but like, that's all I wanted to know, why would somebody tell him more and not us?
I can assure you it didn't come from one of our detectives. Now, unfortunately, you have the internet, you have news media, you have newspapers, and they report things that they hear, not necessarily that come from us, but maybe a neighbor down the road said, oh, well, I think I heard such and such happen and stuff like that. I mean, there's so many reports that get out there, there's no telling what, is true to the report and what isn't, but they'll still report it because they feel it's newsworthy. So I don't know if maybe they heard something that way. I really can't tell you, but I can tell you it wasn't from us. So we wouldn't treat you guys any differently than we would treat anybody else in the family. And the only reason why we actually have had to talk to you guys more so than anybody else, and we have had to talk to everybody, and I'll even want to talk to Josh when he gets to town. But the only reason why we've really ended up talking to you and your mom a little bit more probably than anybody else is because at this point right now, with our timeline and the way things are going, you guys are the last ones that actually saw him alive. So we need to get as much information from you so we can work through our investigation and, pick up the last steps of his life so we can figure out what did happen. So, promise you we're not, telling anybody anything any different than you guys are finding out. Now, that also being said, like I said, with you guys coming in here today, we had you do what we call elimination fingerprints, and basically what that is because we know for a fact your fingerprint should be in the house because you guys go to the house, you've been in the house. So what we do by taking the elimination fingerprints like we did today, they take those so they can automatically take and look at those versus fingerprints that are found in the house and say, okay, well, that's Gwen's fingerprints, so they're supposed to be there, so move on to the next set. So right now we're still in like what we call the elimination phase, which is going through like with the fingerprints, eliminating your fingerprints from inside the house, eliminating your mom's fingerprints from inside the house, and we have to take it each step, one step at a time. Another thing that I spoke to your mom about, and she said she's gonna do it to help kind of finish off her side of the story and things like that, is I have a polygraph examiner coming in today, and Mom's going to take a polygraph to go ahead and verify that all her statements are true as the last time she saw Dad and when and things like that. I want to offer that to you as well, because what I want to do is make sure that we completely get you guys eliminated from the picture right up front so we can move on to the next step of the process. Because if we don't do that, then there's going to be those surrounding questions where they're the last ones that saw. So if that's why we've ended up talking to you guys so much and things like that, because we need to eliminate, so one of the last steps that we take as a process of eliminating is to offer you, hey, you take a polygraph and you say, basically what I've told you, what I know, this is all I know, blah, blah, blah. And the polygraph examiner comes back to me and says, okay, I polygraphed Gwen, and Gwen is telling me the truth, you know, this is what she knows, this is blah, blah, blah. So now we can say Gwen's been eliminated. And your mom is gonna do the same thing, so I wanna offer that to you as well. Would you be willing to do that? Okay. I have them on the way in, and I'm hoping that they'll be here anytime now, and we'll get you guys. It's almost 7.
Okay.
But what I want to do is get you guys through that process as well today. That way we don't have to bring you back to the station anymore. You know what I'm saying? When you guys leave here today, you can go home and be a family and do what you got to do together as a family, and we don't have to keep saying, hey, well, what about this? Hey, what about that? That way we can just kind of, hopefully, I mean, we may have to call you for little things here and there, obviously, but, you know. So you're willing to do that and good with that. Let me check and see if he's here yet, and we'll make sure all that's getting going, and we'll get you done and hopefully get you back home before too long. Got any other questions for me? Good. Okay. Check on that and I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, you will see her?
Yeah, just hang tight for me for a minute. You good? You need anything to drink or anything like that? Okay, be right back. Perfect. He's here and ready to go, so I'll walk you over and introduce you to him, and we'll make it